Hello, this is an assessment of a Steinway Model C grand piano made in 1938. It's about 7 foot 5 inches long, 225 centimetres. Well, the piano's been restored by Steinways apparently in 2010. I'm not certain whether this is German or American. If anybody has any clarity on that for me, it'd be very useful to know. That the shape is rounded as you tend to get with German pianos. But the case is matte black, which you tend to get with American pianos. If we have a look inside, maybe that will give somebody a clue who's watching this. Now this decal here, the badge, is what you get on German and American Steinways, I think. The painting's not that brilliantly done. The colour of the frame is correct, I think, for Steinways of this age. And the logo here, I think this is correct for both German and American Steinways. There seems to be a spray finish here that's different from the matte black here. So I don't know if it was refinished in 2010. I'll try and find out more about that later on. Tuning pins have definitely been replaced. They're quite large. They're tight, and so that's obviously one of the first things we look at when we are trying to decide what to do with the piano. Let's listen to the bass here. And that's really good. I'll see replacement strings. And going very hard to tune that one. Let's check that tuning pin. The tuning pin was tight and tuned successfully, so no problem with that. Going through the break point, well, it's very out of tune. It's about 3 or 4 beats flat. Here it sounds a bit weak possibly, but I think when it's tuned and the hammers are refaced, it's probably going to be fine. Nice rich tone here, and you can see there the frame. So the frame's been repainted, but obviously it's peeling off. Not very good foundation under the paint there. Nice strong tone right up to the top. Soundboard's got a real spillage on it. The outside of the piano, the top is pretty marked as well, so it's obviously not being very well cared for recently. Now the action's obviously been fully restored. It's got a top new lever here too, and they all look genuine Steinway parts, so that's very encouraging. And they will have replaced this rail here. The pin, what happens is the screw holes get loose, so it's necessary to place the wood within here very often, so that's a standard thing that they'll have done. And obviously done very well. The regulation's excellent. If he played it, it's checking perhaps a bit lower. Sorry, it's not checked. There we are. A bit lower than I'd expect it to, but certainly the springs are all very even, coming up very nicely. So that's been well regulated. And no hammer indentation at all, really. Nothing. So that's encouraging as well. So all the felts have been replaced. Key tops, as you can see, would have originally been ivory, and the centre as well. So it's a full restoration on the action side. I've just noticed on the pedals you can see where they must have had a different finish on the top here, and this very coppery look underneath. Not sure what that is. If there's anyone in the trade knows about 1938 Steinway, what it's likely to be, that'd be great to know. So that's a 1938 Steinway Model C. There aren't that many Steinway Model Cs in the country. B is much more common than D. And it's been neglected recently, although it's been restored. I think with a reasonable amount of work it's going to come out a very beautiful piano. The casework, well, if we're to realise good value on this piano, it needs repolishing. Nice tone throughout. Perhaps very slightly patchy here, but I think it's something which is not really a fault, just slightly less resonant. The bass is certainly excellent. Very rich, as you'd expect a Steinway C to be. So that's encouraging. Thank you very much for listening.